Hello guys, it's Tia here, and today I wanted to give y'all a review, a quick review on a foundation that I've tried a while back and been meaning to do a review on, but haven't had a chance to do a review on. Um, it's actually Revlon Colorstay. I have combination to oily skin, so I had to get that formulation. They do have one for normal to dry skin. Um, Excuse me, it's a little too loud. Um, but yeah, my color is caramel, and yeah, that's the color 400 caramel. And on the first thing I want to say is the packaging is really good. It's a glass bottle, so you have to be really careful with it. But it's fairly light, and of course, if you just fit in your hand like most foundation cases can anyway. And I actually picked this one up at Ulta. So I don't know how many of the department stores carry this, or not department store, but the actual stores like Target, regular grocery, all shop stores actually carry the one that says 24 hours. But because I remember my very first bottle of this did not say 24 hours on it, so this one does. And it should last 24 hours. I mean, to be honest with you, if I can recall, this is the all honest to God truth. I was able to wear this in my sleep, wake up the next morning, and it was still in place on my face. So to be quite honest with you, the packaging is no lies. 24 hours. I mean, of course, it isn't going to be in perfect condition a whole day later, but it's pretty good. Moving right along, I already mentioned it has two formulations. It's combination to oily and then normal to dry skin. They have various of colors. Like I said, I went to Ulta, so you should be in good luck with finding a nice amount of different colors to match your skin tone. But honestly, they don't go too in depth with women of color. So I mean, you can be a caramel, you can be cappuccino. You should be able to pick at least 3 of them that will match you. Or, women of color have about 3 or 4 colors that are pretty dead on, and this caramel is really good for me and my skin and my neck. If you can see that, I know this light is pretty yellow, but you should be able to see. That's another thing. The fragrance, it does have a bit of a smell on there. It has a smell in it, not on it. But the fragrance is actually pretty light. It's actually very pleasant fragrance. So honestly, I would say that that's not something that you would have to that would bother you. Of course, if you're one of those people that just can't take fragrances, then this probably isn't the best one for you. As far as the color goes, it's great on film, as you can see. It's great on photo. This one is obviously for combination of oil, so it's going to absorb that, it's going to do what normal products for combination of oily skin will do, and it has those benefits in there. So I usually get oily in this T-zone area a little bit, my cheeks and my nose bridge and everything. So it should, what it's going to do is cover those bases, and it's going to absorb that excess oil, and it does a really good, fairly good job at it. I gotta honestly say that over a few hours into wearing the foundation, I don't have to do too much of adding like my mineralized or my little, my powder to do any touch-ups, because it's pretty intact. And then honestly, with this particular formulation, I'm not sure about the normal to dry, but with this combination of oil, this particular formulation and this foundation, I must say, when it does show a little bit of shine, or if your skin shows slightly shine through the foundation, it actually looks very pleasant. It's strangely enough that it looks pleasant. It looks like, it's natural. It looks like, okay, well, she has a little bit of a radiance in her skin. Honestly, it looks good. It's another thing about this foundation here. Okay, the coverage is medium to full. I would definitely say that it's going to be a medium to full coverage foundation. You can build it up. I would say, you know, just use it sparingly though. You know, you don't want to pack on foundation into your skin. I definitely would recommend that you use a primer prior to this, your moisturizer, your primer, and then use the foundation. You want to protect your skin and shield your skin prior to putting on any foundation. So that's later on in the tape. I'll let you know what primer I use under this. But honestly, I believe that any primer would go well with this. Obviously, Revlon. I'm not really familiar with the product line, so I'm not sure what kind of primer they have. But I'm sure they have a good primer actually. Now that I think about it, a pretty popular primer. I just can't think of the name off the bat. Yeah, and it's a great color. I mean, I don't have any complaints about the color. The fragrance is great. The coverage is great. How long it lasts is good. Pricing at Ulta, it ran me about $11.99 before taxes. So if you're not one of those, if you're on a budget that day or that month, and you say, hey, let me go and I want to get something that's very reasonable but a very good foundation, I would go here, because I know most of the high-end ones like Chanel, the Chanel foundation is about $50 with tax. And if you don't want to go that route, I mean, come on now, $11.99 as opposed to $50, that's big savings in your pocket, And like I said, if you use it sparingly, it's going to last you. It should last you a couple months. But if you're like me and you're taking photos and you're using this more often, you can probably run out of it faster. But still, with taking photos and stuff, you don't want to pack on makeup unless it requires you to have a heavier coverage, and then that's when you can go on to like the Chanel foundation, or maybe MAC if you want to save a little more money. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say about this foundation besides I would definitely recommend this to everyone, women of color, and I mean that in the whole color spectrum, from your fairest skin to your darkest skin. I would definitely recommend this foundation to all of us. And like I said, the pricing is great. When you actually try this foundation and let it dry, you're gonna say, oh my gosh, Tia was so right about it. I mean, your application at first, you're gonna put it on your face, dab it on. I recommend dabbing it on and then spreading it around your face and just really blending it, and let it dry for a few seconds. At first, while it's wet, you're gonna say, okay, I'm not sure about it, but as soon as you see it dry up, you're gonna see the flawless look. It's hands down, you're gonna love this foundation. There's a possibility that I'm sure there are plenty of people that don't recommend this, or wouldn't go to, this wouldn't be a recommendation for their friends. But honestly, for my people that watch me and for my close friends and family, I would definitely recommend this foundation. A lot of us have sensitive skin, so I don't think that's really anything that we need to worry about with this, because like I said, if you pick your formulation, you should be fine. Combination of oily, normal to dry. You should know if you get oily in the T-zone area, if you get really oily, combination of oily. If you don't get very oily, or if you even feel tight in your face, is how your skin is so dry that it feels tight, then you need normal to dry. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, ladies. Feel free to message me, comment, and ask me any questions about any further questions you may have. If you would like me to show you a demo of it, I have no problem with doing that, or if there's anything else you want me to recommend, I can. Like I said, this is the Revlon Colorstay 24 hours. It's supposed to last for 24 hours. I have the color in 400 caramel, however you want to pronounce it. They do have combination of oily, and they have normal to dry. Just to show you what I have on with it today, I'm running out of this MAC Matte. It isn't necessarily a primer, but you can use it as a primer. Excuse me, a lot of people I know that like a heavier color, a heavier coverage, or a heavier matte look on their face, use this. This stuff is awesome. When you apply this on your face by itself, you'll see the difference in your skin. It's awesome. It hasn't breaking me out or anything, but I need more, and it's MAC. It's by MAC Cosmetics, and it's called Matte, M-A-T-T-E, and it's clear. And I use that as a primer after my moisturizer. I have that on, and I have my Revlon Colorstay today. I have my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. I have on Amber and Rose as my blush. You could barely see it. I put a very light amount on there. I have on Maybelline Falsies mascara. I have on Max Cork pencil. And I have on Fashion Whim